Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from LA. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. You see on Mellow?
Someone's smiling.
All I know is your legendary Denver Bronco coach, Vic Fangio, who's all of 17 and 24 as your head coach, has said he now has provided the blueprint for the rest of the league on how to beat my Dallas Cowboys. And I want to thank Coach Fangio for that, because I say good luck to him and good luck to the rest of the league.
Yeah, didn't Jay-Z have an album called Blueprint? I think KRS had one. Yeah, so now Vic Fangio dropped that.
We'll see him in the Super Bowl. Oh, wait, he won't be there.
Neither will the Cowboys.
We'll see about that.
How does that work? Does he write out the memo?
Yeah, we got a blueprint on you.
I got the plan here. This is how you do it. Ooh, maybe some motivation as well. Well, you know who else finally pulled it off in a very interesting fashion? And the reason Shannon is smiling this morning, the Lakers. They saw a 14-point fourth quarter lead evaporate last night, eventually going to overtime against the Hornets, but with no LeBron in the lineup. 80 and Carmelo combined to score 61 points to save the day as LA won 126-123. Those feel good. Shannon, were you encouraged or discouraged by what you saw last night?
I was encouraged, Skip, because considering the last time they were in this building, they blew a 19-point lead. And once Rondo got ejected, Skip, I got nervous. I'm talking about nervous like a male guest on the Maury Povich show. I was nervous like that. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? You are the...
Have you been on there?
Because
you would be a candidate. Right? No.
There you go, Skip.
There we go.
Skip, you be fudging me below the belt. You be dry snitching, Skip. I can't with you. Rondo came off, Skip, and in 12 minutes was a plus 20. Carmelo Anthony. I don't know what it is about Staples Center, but we might have should have had Carmelo about 3 years ago. If he gonna shoot like this at Staples, Skip.
64% from three at home.
At home. It's unbelievable.
Yep.
Carmelo was spectacular. AD was tremendous. Russ played well, but the turnover, Skip, they needed this. They needed this win bad, Skip, considering that in the last week and a half, you've blown two leads, one of 26, one of 19, and here you are, you have a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter, and it looks like you're about to blow that one. So they really needed this. The starters, with the exception of AD, everybody else was really, really low as far as plus-minus, Skip. And the bench came in, and everybody on the bench, Skip, was plus. And they needed it. Wayne Ellington gave them great minutes. Reeves, I don't know what it is, but they really like Austin Reeves, Skip. That joker playing major minutes in critical times.
I told you he has now played the sixth most minutes of anybody on your roster, and he has become a closer for you. He closes every game.
And Skip, who would have thought a 50-foot half-court shot was going to weigh heavily in the outcome of a ball game? Because they needed that Malik Monk shot. But I just thought, Skip, they really needed this ball game, considering what had transpired over the last week and a half as far as blowing leads. So that was the last thing that you wanted to have happen. Because remember, Skip, the last time you were in this building, you had a team that's only won 2 games, and the 2 games they won were against you, and you had them down 19. And the last thing you wanted to happen again is be in this building again, have a 14-point lead, and blow that with 9 minutes left in the ball game. Carmelo Anthony, Skip, he was sensational. The only problem that I have, I'm not so sure I would have let AD take that last shot, especially where he was.
In regulation.
I want Carmelo in ISO. Because that's what he was one of the best ISO players in his generation. And I want him in that situation. And considering he had it cooking, Melo taking that last shot.
Well, AD caught rust disease because he airballed, right?
He did.
Airballed. You done?
I'm done. I'm done.
Okay,
I'm done.
Thank you. Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
You know and I know that your fate revolves around Russell Westbrook. And you know and I know that last night you managed for a rare time to win in spite of Russ.
We overcame him.
You overcame him last night. And I'm not sure how, but again, you did have a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter after Melo hit a shot that I thought had brought the house down and closed the deal.
Yeah.
Right? And
that catch and shoot 3 on the wing?
Yeah, it was just catch and shoot, and that made it a 14-point game with 9:02 left.
Yes.
And shortly thereafter, your coach yanked Melo out just to give him a blow because he's, what is he, the second oldest player in the league?
Yeah, he's 37.
Yeah, and so he misses about 2 minutes of game action from about the 8-minute mark down to the 6-minute mark. Melo is out.
Right.
And in that time, Melo goes cold. And I'm not sure I would have sat him. I know it's an easy second guess, but he was so crazy hot. He was 6 of 9 from 3 at that point. He was 8 of 11 from the floor. He was the reason, the biggest reason by far, that you had the 14-point lead. The only time he touched the ball the rest of the game was he took a technical free throw and missed it.
Because he hadn't shot the ball.
Hadn't shot the ball. So all the way down the stretch, all the way home in what became a tie game at the end of regulation, Carmelo Anthony, arguably the hottest shooter this side of Steph in the league. Right. He might be the hottest shooter.
His three-point percentage is better than Steph currently.
Way better, because Steph's at 38.8 right now, which is not very good for Steph.
Him.
But last night he took 19 and made 9. But Melo, out of his mind, and ended up making a big key 3 in overtime.
Yes.
But how does he not touch the basketball during play from the 9:02 mark all the way down to zeros?
What happened? Rondo got gets a flagrant 2. Now,
can we see that? I think we have that.
I thought it was going to be. I knew it was going to be a flagrant 1, but I was shocked he got a 2.
This was a turning point of the night for your team, because here's the drive by Rozier, and Rondo just goes in and just hacks him right across the face, the head, actually.
Yeah.
And that was deemed a flagrant 2 ejection.
Woo. So that's why Melo didn't get the ball down the stretch.
Okay. So he is your quarterback.
Yes.
I told you before the year started, you'd be much better with him and LeBron in the starting backcourt. You just would.
Yeah.
But you're stuck with Russ because you can't not play Russell Westbrook.
That is correct.
You just have to play him.
Right.
I've also made the case he would be much better leading the shock troops in the second unit, Manu Ginobili style, but he's not going to literally sit still for that on the bench,
That's
right?
beneath him, Skip. You
Okay,
know that.
that is way beneath him. So the problem is that you have a 14-point lead, and then even at 5:10 left, you're up 11, and even at the 4:06 mark, you're up 9. Well, these are all margins of victory that you should be able to keep at, especially at Staples, right?
Yes.
Against a team that's getting a little better.
They get better every game,
They're still Charlotte, and they're still very young, and they're still up against 4 players on the court who are Hall of Fame bound, right?
Yep.
And yet the lead dwindles and dwindles and dwindles. Why did that happen? Could we please see what Russ was doing in the fourth quarter?
You know what he was doing.
Could we see the 5 turnovers from Russell Westbrook in the fourth quarter, please? Here's the first one.
Skip, what is that?
You're guarded. You know, that's just a bad idea. Russ, you got to protect the basketball. Russ, I mean, you go backcourt. Russ, you went backcourt. I'm sorry.
No, he hit the ball. No, he didn't.
No, you went backcourt. Russ, take care of the basketball. Got to take care. Russ, you just dribbled off your foot out of bounds. You can't do that. That is demoralizing for your team. Russ, careful. He stepped out of bounds because it was Russ's fault. It was a bad pass.
Right.
Russ, take care of the basket. What? What are you doing?
Well, tell me so we'll both know.
The only D that Russ really plays is called demoralizing, because that's what he does. He demoralizes his own team. With 5 those are just in the fourth quarter. 5. He had 7 for the night.
Right.
He is now leading the league in turnovers. We get that. He is absolutely the worst superstar jump shooter we've ever seen, and it ain't even close.
He was bricking some shots.
Okay. By the way, speaking of that, just let's demonstrate that. Please, before you proceed, can we demonstrate, please, just how many bricks that Westbrook laid last night? He missed 10 shots, and here's shot number 1. Whoops, a little long. Russ, take it easy. Take it easy. Whoops. Okay. No, you didn't get fouled. That just got blocked.
What about this one, Skip?
Russ, he kind of double pumped that and missed everything long. Russ, that's an air ball. It actually hit glass long. Russ, he's not even able to finish. Russ, you got to finish that one. Come on, Russ. Russ. That's a bad idea. That's just a wild left-handed shot.
He's left-handed.
I know it. I got it. That's a wild shot. How many of those has he missed at the rim? Okay, Russ. No, short. We're about to get to the one where they're just daring him. Russ, come on.
He shot an air ball on one of them, Skip.
Tries to go glass, which is his shot.
That's his shot. That's his shot, glass.
Okay, there you go. That's 10 misses by Russell Westbrook last night. And again, all demoralizing for your team. Because what did AD say after the game? As soon as the ball touches Melo's hands, I think it's going in. Because the Staples crowd rises to its feet every time the ball touches. And every time the ball touches Russ's hand,
I think it's gonna be a
everybody
turnover.
sits and grabs hold of the people next to him like, hang on for dear life, right?
Skip, you mentioned the D as in demoralizing, but here's the problem. He's not an efficient shooter. He turns the ball over, and he doesn't play defense. I mean, who could you put him on? LaMelo Ball had 25. Rozier had 29. He couldn't guard Hayward. He can't guard Bridges. So who can he, so Skip, if you can't play defense, you're turning the ball over, you're not efficient at scoring. I mean, damn. There lies why he was minus 17.
And as we saw as the misses mounted, whoever was guarding him, you saw it the last couple of misses, they don't guard him anymore. They just fall back into the paint. So all of a sudden, AD's saying, Russ, I got to deal with your man and my man. Because they just fall back in and say, well, go ahead, shoot that.
That's what the team yell, hey, don't worry about him, he with us. You know what I'm saying, Skip? We got 6 players, they only got 4. Don't even worry about him. He with us now.
Okay. So here we come with Russ again. He did have his triple-double last night, so trust me, he slept like a baby. He's got no conscience because all he cares about, as I said before the season started, he is a solo act of a stat machine that you could nickname TD, as in triple-double, because for the last 5 years, he has averaged a triple-double, and he's starting to threaten to average one for your Lakers because he's always, if I just round up, he's 19, 9, and 9 for his seasonal averages so far. The problem is, to get there, he's now shooting 41% from the floor, which is abysmal.